to share with you this beautiful book. It's a recipe book. Recipe book that is written and made by one of my best friends. The book is called Food, Love, Life. And inside this book are food recipes that are very yummy, very delicious, and at the same time very nutritious. Of course, there's a motorcycle going down my street. But anyways, she is a real foodie. And she also prioritizes her health. She is always looking out for delicious and healthy recipes. And she had a blog, an internet blog, where she would post her recipes. And one day she decided to put all her recipes into a book. And that is the book you are looking at right now. I have been using it myself very frequently. Maybe you can tell by the little page markers that I have my personal favorite dishes. I've marked them with these page markers so that they are easy for me to find. I have marked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 recipes, which are my absolute favorite. On the front page, there is a very beautiful close-up picture of her recipe for a poke bowl. There's avocado, marinated salmon. These are some type of seeds, I think, sesame or moon seed. I can see grated carrots and pieces of cut cucumber, and also some fried onion sprinkles. She has made this dish for me once, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And there are very healthy, nutritious ingredients in this dish. Let's take a look inside, shall we? I want to make sure that it is nicely centered out for you. This should do it. So, we have some blank pages at the beginning. as you can see, this is a list of all the recipes that are inside this book, and the page number is mentioned behind each recipe. So for example, on page 1 is a raspberry chocolate cake. A raspberry chocolate cake. And on page 13, for example, there are little tiny pancakes. And for example, on page, I think it's page 37, I am not really lined up very well to see, but page 37 has the recipe for some nice paleo wraps. And page 52 has a homemade recipe for carrots and peas. Page 53 is a Cuban omelet. And if we look at this next page, the first recipe in Dutch, it says brei soep, which is leek soup. Then I see a recipe for sushi. She makes a real good sushi. And right below the sushi, there's another recipe for a chocolate cake. One of the highlighted recipes, they indicate, I'm so sorry if you hear traffic outside, but the highlighted recipes, they mark my favorites. But one of the highlighted recipes is this filled chicken fillet, and it's filled with feta cheese. In Dutch it reads gevulde kipfilet met feta. Gevulde kipfilet met feta. This is one that looks a little bit like it. It's a pumpkin dish with chicken and feta cheese from the oven. It's like a casserole, only with pumpkin, chicken, feta cheese. In Dutch, this reads pompoen met kip en feta uit de oven. Oh, and my eye here, I catch this banana pancakes. They are on page 56. Let's check them out. $29.53, almost there. Here we are. So, this is her homemade recipe for banana pancakes. I will read out the ingredients. I will translate them into English, maybe some Greek yogurt on top, and then sprinkle some honey to make it a little bit more sweet. Right, let's check out my favorites. So the first one is indicated on page 16, which is a red pesto salmon out of the oven. Let me find page 16. There it is. I mean, you just have to appreciate her eye for detail and her photographic skills. She really took the time to make beautiful pictures and to make them look appealing. So this is a very, very nice touch and very well thought. So this is a piece of salmon fillet, and on top of the salmon you see red pesto. On the picture there's also some green garnish. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it looks very appealing color-wise. So this is also a very easy dish to make and very healthy, because salmon is a fatty fish and it contains a lot of healthy unsaturated fats and also omega-3s. And these are both very good for your brain. We all should eat fish at least once or twice a week. I know that for a lot of people, at least in the Netherlands, it's not very feasible because fish is really expensive, especially a good piece of salmon. Unfortunately, of course, you have cheaper options. For example, you can go to the freezer aisle where they will also have fish. Yeah, I have to admit I really like fish, but I don't eat it as much as I would want to. I think I like fish more than I like meat, for example. Somehow my body seems to digest fish more easily than it does with meat, but that's a personal preference, of course. Right, then we go to the next highlighted recipe, and that is arugula with grilled courgette. It's not courgette in English, it's a word, zucchini, chicken, and truffle mayonnaise. I quite vividly remember the first time that she made this recipe for the both of us, and it was an explosion of flavors inside my mouth. I could not stop eating it. This was, the mixture of texture and flavor is just amazing on this one. I'll show you what it looks like. It's on page 65. Almost there. This is her Indian curry soup. Here it slices of grilled zucchini. You can see that these slices have been grilled, and it just brings out the flavor of the zucchini, which is quite bland by itself. But if you grill it and then maybe add a little salt or pepper, it's just amazing and very healthy, of course. Then there is the chicken pieces, chicken fillet, and these can be flavored just by preference. I think she uses, just a generic chicken seasoning mix. Then you see the arugula right here. Usually I don't really like arugula that much, especially the texture. Wow, that's a tongue twister. The texture doesn't really sit well with me. I don't really like these straws. But somehow in this dish it is really suiting. And these straws don't bother me that much because there's so much going on. It's just a perfect addition. Then you see some pine nuts. Not sure if that's in Dutch. We say pijnboompitten. Pijnboompitten. I think this is called pine nuts. They are also slightly roasted, as you can see. They are perfect in this picture. They are roasted but not burned. That's how you want them. And then this is the ingredient that really makes this dish come alive, and it is the truffle mayonnaise. I see some blobs over here, and you don't need much to bring out the flavor. Just a few sprinkles here and there, divided over the plate. That will do. Then finally, to top it off, there is some Parmesan, some grated Parmesan. This adds a nice salty flavor, and the perfect bite of this dish is when you get every ingredient from the bottom to the top. So a piece of zucchini, some chicken, some arugula, some pine nuts, and truffle mayonnaise and the Parmesan. Yeah, I tried to make this recipe at home for myself, but it never tastes the same or as good as that one time that my friend made this dish for me. Yeah, this is amazing. Alright, let's get back to the list of content, the index page. I also really like the feta cheese filled chicken fillet. This is on page 76. Let's check it out. It's a little bit farther away. It's a little bit in the back of the book. is actually very easy to make. It just takes a longer time to get ready, to get all the chicken nice and cooked well, because unlike, for example, steak or sushi, chicken really needs to be well done. You cannot have any raw pieces of chicken because it can make you very sick. So that's why you need to make sure that the chicken is cooked long enough before you serve it. But before you put the chicken in the oven, the only thing you have to do is cut open the chicken fillet and put in some nice pieces of feta cheese. And then you can sprinkle some seasoning over that, just for preference, whatever you like, or you leave it out. You can leave it without seasoning. And then you tie it up with kitchen rope. It's the rope that usually has the 2 colorway. And then you put it in the oven, usually depending on how thick the chicken is, but it's around 30 minutes and then it's done and you can serve it. Maybe you can have a nice side salad to get some veggies in there. So this is very easy and very delicious. Then we have 2 more dishes left that I want to share with you today. The next is the filled pepper with salmon and goat cheese. So the pepper is hollowed out, and inside there's a mixture of salmon and goat cheese. It is on page 108. Let's check it out. Almost there at once, but not quite. There it is. Here you can see what it looks like. So you take 1 pepper, a bell pepper. You know, it's not, we call it a paprika. It's not spicy like a chili pepper. It's a bell pepper, sweet. You take the pepper and you cut off the top. Then you hollow out the pepper completely, take out all the seeds that are inside. And when the pepper is empty, it is ready to be stuffed. And in this case, it is a stuffing made of broccoli, salmon, and goat cheese. And after the pepper has been stuffed with this mixture, there is grated cheese, just some Gouda cheese, or maybe mozzarella would work as well, but it's Gouda cheese is more flavorful. It is sprinkled on top and it's put inside the oven. And then when the cheese has all melted, it is ready to serve. This is also very easy, very healthy, and extremely delicious. And then the final recipe, it's right here. Yeah, like I said, it's an oven dish, like a little bit of a casserole, but with different ingredients, but it looks like this. So this is an oven plate. And on the plate, there's pumpkin get some extra veggies. So this is actually a little bit more advanced, but still not very difficult to make. It also takes a little bit of time. And the nice thing about this dish is that you can prepare it and eat it for several nights, or maybe put some portions into your freezer. So you cut up the pumpkin into little cubes. Let me read what she says about the pumpkin. If she advises to cook the pumpkin cubes first, I don't think she does. So you cut up the pumpkin into little cubes. You cut up a bell pepper into little strips or pieces. You cut the chicken fillet. You can season them, that's optional. Like, yeah, there's an onion in here as well, so you chop it up. And you finally, I don't know what the word for this is in English, for the feta cheese, you crumble the feta cheese, that's it. Crumble some feta cheese. And optional, you can top it off with some grated Gouda cheese or cheddar cheese maybe, if that's more available for you. And then for seasoning, you top it off with some oregano, salt, and pepper. The oregano gives it a little bit of an Italian vibe. It is very well suiting for this dish. Then it's put on a plate all together and put inside the oven until ready. Even though you can eat this all year long, I tend to lean toward this recipe in the fall time. I think it's because of the pumpkin. Then it's most appealing to me, and it's nice and warm, you know. It's out of the oven. It's a very comforting recipe. So, that is all that I have for you today. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this video. Maybe you even got some inspiration for new recipes. If you have any questions about any of the recipes, please leave them below in the comments. And don't forget to like this video, and another motorcycle is going through my street. Please give my video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more relaxing ASMR videos. Subscribing really helps to grow my channel. So if you would consider subscribing, this would be highly appreciated.